Between what was once Austin and Dallas lies what it is known as Wacko. It is one of the few remaining cities that isn't a cathedral. The angels have probably let it be because it poses no threat. Dozens of factions struggle for control over their slice of the urban pie. They are too busy fighting each other to do anything else. There are thousands living in what remains of the heart of the city. Gang tags mark every shifting territory. Finding anyone in the tangle of this is like searching for the proverbial needle in the haystack. That is exactly what two intruders have been hired to do.
All right, let me get the two up, please. Perfect. So we're going to begin with two characters that we've not seen before. The characters are Oni and Socket. So let's begin with a physical description of Oni. What does she look like?
Oni's tough, you know. She's a pure, so you know, looks like us, but really got olive skin, dark hair, likes to wear, you know, blazers. She wants people to know that she's here for business. You know, she's not here to play.
So one thing, a minor correction. Not only is she not pure, we're not using that term anymore. I'm actually going to write it out of the revision of the first book, and it's not going in the second, because pure has a whole white supremacy undertone that makes pretty much all of us really crazy uncomfortable. So we're changing that term. But what she is focused. So that just means, since we now have people listening that have the gang, it means that you took the same archetype twice. So you're not only an investigator, you're a mega super focused investigator.
Yeah.
So, but she's so physically, she olive skin, pretty like muscular, like
fit. Yeah, fit, very fit. Yeah.
She wears armor, which is pigskin. Pigskin is an old, semi-armored, used by police kind of jacket, so sort of a Mad Max jacket. And she's got a gun. Is that like hidden, or is that at her side? Where would she holster that?
It's absolutely hidden. Yeah, it's in her it's in her blazer pocket always.
Okay, so it's ready access.
She's got a knife. So the gun's on the right, knife's on the left. Makes it easy.
But they're both. Neither one is out on Front Street. They're not obvious.
Exactly.
Okay, so you probably have a slit in the jacket because you've got the quick draw feet, which means you can have that gun out in like a heartbeat.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. We'll get to the other character in just a second. You have been hired by a concerned trader, which is what this setting calls merchants or businessmen, whose daughter Emia has run away to find her, and if possible, bring her home. So it's the setup of every terrible 1970s like exploitation cop revenge story thing you've ever won. I could name like 12 movies, but I bet you've heard of them or seen every one of them. But it's basically that. She's 18, bright pink hair, which is a mutation. So like Torg does not dye the hair; it just comes out like anime cosplayer dream. And I know how much work by having my eldest is super into cosplay, so much work this vivid pink can be. She, according to her father, is a wannabe rocker. When describing her, he says she is a very angry young woman. You have tracked her to Wacko. So this is Waco. It's what's become of Waco. And the people here just call it Wacko. As far as you can tell from your investigations, she was drawn to the possibilities that the big city provide. You as Jess know through play, most of the places you find are little settlements like clinging to like mini marts and things like that. This is a proper city. So for some people, they're drawn to that because it has that allure of civilization that is otherwise gone. So you discovered that she is taken up with one of the Milky Boys in a building called the Makuchi. Why don't you go one up on me, because I'm talking my head off, Colt. Because otherwise they have to watch the players react to me like, okay, cool. The Makuchi building, 24 stories, more than half inhabitable. The lower level food court has been turned into an open air bazaar. One of the banks of elevators has been restored. It operates between the first and 12th floors. Everything above is either empty or has a few squatters in it. So the top half of the building is sparsely populated. The Milky Boys are currently running the place. They have adapted an old cow logo from milk cartons as their tag, and the cow has X's in the eyes. The two leaders of the MBs, the Milky Boys, are Moo and Oink. Moo is a basher smasher, big, tough, rough leader guy. Oink is the businessman. Most people don't see Oink very much. He's in the offices running the business part. Word is they have a milkworm farm on 13. So milkworms are genetically engineered cows that don't have limbs and have twice the normal amount of milk production facilities. They're long. So picture like taking a cow, stretching it out and giving it a lot of udders. And then you kind of put them in racks and you can milk them a lot. So high production. They are selling the blue. So the blue is drugged milk. So the people in the city, the people in Wacko that are drinking blue milk, they are mostly stoned out of their minds because it's a euphoric. And the place they get them is from the Milky Boys. You learned, and we can go back to the 2-up, please, Colt. When you looked into the Makuchi, so this would have taken you most of a week, because you would have been learning the city, finding out who's here, where you need to go. You've been following the clues where she might be, doing a lot of showing a picture of her. The fact there's a running elevator is exceptional, right? Like the fact that these ruined 100-year-old buildings, the fact they don't manage to get an elevator running is kind of a big deal. You also learn that the word is they have an active security system. So that means probably connecting not only to a live monitoring room with the cameras and everything, but to a computer. You have some basic hacking, like you can pick a lock. You've got basic kind of almost detective investigator kind of level skills there. But when you get to a real like security system, like capital S, not your thing. So you hired someone named Socket. Socket is known on the circuit, on the network, as being a reliable operator. Socket, what do you look like physically?
Socket is the opposite of Oni in pretty much every way. Socket is grotesque. They have inorganic metal bits growing out of their skin. It shifts between silver and ebony and gray and sort of concrete colored. They are just monstrous. They can also, they enjoy being in an urban environment because they are able to blend in fairly well when that happens. That said, they're really good at what they do. They have a special knack with computers. But for all the monstrosity that they look like, they're fairly soft-spoken and genial.
So you have come to the Makuchi. Socket, you were able to disable the camera, not only the camera in the elevator, but the camera leading up. You've also concealed the movement of the elevator from anyone that might be monitoring it. Because when you've got later model elevator systems, there's like the thing that shows what floor everything's on. You bypass that with a loop so that you don't see that, it's going up, like, which would be an immediate, like, something's wrong, we should deal with that. So you overcame that. And we're going to begin, you're on your way to 11. 12 is where the leaders are. You want to stay the hell away from there. You want to go to 11, then use the stairs to go to 14. Oni has heard that Emiya is staying with Metis. Metis is her current boyfriend. He is squatting there with his band of the Candle Sharks. So can I have the sound cue, please, Colt? Okay, for the sake of the players, there's now elevator music playing. We can't feed it back to you, unfortunately. So the two of you are literally, we get the classic action film trope of the impatient action movie characters standing in the elevator as they watch the number click up. If you have any planning to make, this would be the time because the doors are about to open.
You know the deal, right?
I know the deal.
Yeah. You do your thing, I'll do my thing, okay? That's how it's gonna be. That's how we work.
You better get up front so no one gets too scared.
Around floor 9, you can hear the Candle Sharks rehearsing. It's taking your average like 80s, 90s garage rock band and then connecting it to Doc Brown's mega speakers. So crazy, like foundation rattling, incompetent rage rock. And as you get closer, it's even through the door and through more than one floor, it's very loud. It's like shove something in your ears loud.
Jesus Christ, call me old, but in my day, we listen to good music.
You want me to try to turn it off?
You do that?
I can give it a shot. Depends on what their equipment looks like.
So give me a, let me figure out the best roll. That's a very good question. And I've got your sheet, which you gave me here. Perfect. Give me, actually, that's going to be a hack for now.
At 5 dice?
Yep.
All right. 5 and... What am I looking for? I got a 5.
You're looking for 6s.
I got no 6s.
So the 5, if you don't get 6s, 1 or more 5s mean you get a partial success.
All righty.
You get a partial success. So you literally reach out, and his mutant power is basically computer telepathy. So you feel for a system, and you can feel the system that you've already breached where the elevator is connected to the security system, but you don't feel any IO to where they're performing. So you don't think they're plugged into anything active.
Can I turn on the fire control system in that room?
You would have to go back through. It's funny because one of the things I'm working on for a supplement is literally a net running subsystem. But we don't have that right now, so we'll fake it. So you would have to go back to the system you're in with the security. When you go past the node there, I think we both played, I won't name the game, but we played that.
Yeah. We played a couple of those games.
Yeah. And you're going to go through that, and then you would go to basically like where the life support would be, where the AC, all of that. So that would require another hacking roll. You basically got control of that main node, but not the connected node that handles the kind of the breathing of the building. Awesome. So do you want to hack that node?
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Okay, so down 1 die, please.
Down 1 die. Oops, let's get rid of those. So I'm at 4.
Yep.
That is 1 6.
Okay. So now you're in, and now you want to turn off. Do you want to turn on?
Yeah.
Sprinklers?
Whatever the fire suppression system is here.
Okay. So give me another roll at 4 dice. And then what does this look like? Do you stand there impassively, or do you reach out with your hands? Or?
I do the kind of like stereotypical like reach out with your hand thing.
It's almost like a clock. Like
yeah. Maybe put my hand on the wall because I'm trying to get systems that I'm not right in front of. So I'm sort of like put my hand on the wall, and if there's a camera, it kind of does the David Fincher zoom in through the wires in the wall. And, I got a 5 and a 6 on that one.
The timing is just as the doors are opening, the Halon suppression system goes off, and you hear a lot of fuck, fuckity, damn fuck, and people running, and somebody saying, idiots, the instruments. So this does not open. So what it would look like is, because a lot of this is partially bombed out, like the bombs did fall near here. So everything is blown out and then has to have been reboarded. So it would be a cross between a fully completed level and like the standard kind of open like construction level.
Mhm.
But where you're opening on isn't where the band is. So it's kind of an open area, and they're kind of around a corner, you think. So given the fact that you made a significant distraction, I'm not even going to worry about stealth. You just get the hell off there's no guard, which does tell you something. Like when you open, there's like not a dude standing there. And you do hear chaos coming from like over there. So what do you do?
You're up, boss lady.
All right. Stay behind me, okay? We're
Will do.
gonna take this slow. So I don't need to pull out my gun because I'm a quick draw. So
Right.
we're just gonna. Sir, is there any way that we can kind of approach the scene without being seen?
So do you want to approach where the rehearsing is going, or do you want to try to look at the rest of the level without that? Like, do you want to go into it or around it?
I'm sorry. Can you say that one more time? Do I want
Do
to
you
go?
want to go to where the rehearsal is taking place, or do you want to investigate the rest of the level without going to the rehearsal?
I kind of want to investigate the rest of the level. I know that the Matus, is that his name?
Metis.
Matus. He's probably rehearsing, but I kind of want to.
It's one of the terms for sphincter. All right, so
Oh.
give me a stealth check.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Oops.
That worked.
Those are
That's-
D20s.
Yeah, I don't see any sixes there,
There we go.
but I see a six there. So part of stealth is not, so it's not entirely physical, sneaky, like how light on your feet are you? Part of stealth is brainwork, like can I avoid being detected? So given that you succeeded, and in this case you're going to be leading, what's your stealth like, Socket?
My stealth is at a 3, and I also have a chameleon mutation. I think it does something. I don't know what it does.
Yeah, well, someone's going to give you at least one die and things like that. So 4 dice. So he's not as stealthy as you are, but he's not hopeless. So the two of you manage to go around. So you start to see where the band, basically, because obviously they've just taken this level. I missed a part here. I'm sorry. Anyone's paying attention just figured out that I was not being bright. I said that you went to 11, then went upstairs, and then I had the doors open. I'm going to go back and edit that in. Doors open, you went upstairs. There. Now you're not in some alternate reality where I made a big mistake.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
So you had to go up, several flights of stairs. So
Yeah.
you're going around the outside, and people have staked out areas for themselves. There's obviously a couple that are couples or small groups, because it's like, sleeping bags of people next to each other, or somebody's taken a rotten couch and made it into a bed. This is very much like the worst version of like a college dorm, because these are big. I mean, the fact that the guy that leads the band calls himself Sphincter says something about the general tone of their group. And you're looking at like a lot of evidence of heavy drinking. One of the ones you go into has like old pinups, so it's just, the entire thing is just kind of leaves you kind of wanting a shower. Who has the best notice check?
Probably Oni.
Have 6.
Okay, so go ahead and throw the 6 dice for me.
No, didn't work.
Okay. So around the corner come 2 guys and one has his jacket up over his head to protect him from the fire suppression, and the other one is holding a bass guitar and cuddling it, and they're running into the little area you are, and they stop short. What is your reaction?
I mean, I definitely pull my gun. I don't shoot.
Well, give me an intimidate, please.
All right.
So Socket, that gun comes out real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Partial.
Okay. The guy that was holding the jacket up lets it fall, and he pulls out a big knife, big thick-bladed knife. The guy with the guitar kind of looks around like where to put it. It almost looks like the Batman in the 66 Batman with the bomb. Like, I've got a guitar, where do I? So the guy with the knife says, "You lost."
I'll just say, I think you got my knife, and start walking towards him.
So he yells, "Intruders." So certainly the first person, so the first round, and again, we're going to talk a little game mechanics from time to time, now the more of you are actually using the rules. The first round of any combat is generally the order of actions determined narratively. So we don't worry about initiative rolls until the second round typically. So narratively, you have a gun out. So if you wanted to shoot a guy, you would have initiative because guns apparently are real fast.
Yeah. So people are running toward us. Do we know how many?
Well, actually, your hireling is running at the guy with the knife.
Yeah. Okay. But is there any other people that are running toward us yet? I know.
You haven't heard them yet, but you know there's at least a half a dozen people up here. You're only looking at two.
Right. Okay. Socket, stand down. Just chill out, man. Okay.
Okay, I stop halfway there.
Okay. So he, a little daunted by your appearance, he's gonna accept the let's not stab each other and kind of just hold. You're really not supposed to be up here. We're practicing.
Yeah.
We need more practice.
Yeah, we heard. Thank you, Socket. See, we're now finishing. We're at that level, so I'm happy.
Yeah, well, it's not like we're performing or anything. Fuck, we know we're not ready. That's what practice is, man.
Got a point.
There's a lot of difficult hooks in anus, my goddess.
Look, my lady friend here is with a record label, and we are out scouting.
Let me have a deceive from the.
All right, get ready for this.
I want a deceive roll from the grotesque hacker, please.
Okay, here we go.
So it's possible.
I rolled one die. It's a 5.
Hang on a minute. Hey, meet us. Get the fuck over here. So, are you gonna wait for Meetus?
Yes.
I am.
So, guitar guy puts his guitar in his bunk. Big dude comes over. He has a cutout for his junk in his pants, so it's just out there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a real old shirt that looks like it's skinny something, but you don't know skinny what. It's probably not puppy because that would be cool. So something less cool than skinny puppy. And he comes rolling up. Yeah, what? Hey, what? Dude, we're pregnant. Yeah, we went through that. So this dude here says that this lady is with a record. Wait a minute, there's no record label. What the hell? And Meetus turns to you. What? Why are you up here? You're not supposed to be up here.
You're right. Absolutely right. Wow, man. I just we're in the neighborhood and yeah, there's no record label, but
in the neighborhood, you're 14 flights up.
Small
All right.
neighborhood.
Yeah. Look, I don't know about you, but I just I'm into music and I'd like to talk to you about some stuff.
So the The guy with the knife puts the knife away. He says, "Oh, it's like what's her face? Yeah, we're not gonna. Shut up. All right, come with me."
You guys got anywhere to pee?
He gestures around him. We have no shortage of urination stations, my dude.
All right, Oni, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And I walk in a direction away from them.
Okay. So we'll get back to you in a second. And Oni, he takes you to a little area that was probably like a lounge in someone's house. So it's got like a coffee table and an old rotted couch and some other stuff. And he sits down. Yeah. So you're groupie?
Yeah, I mean, place has got really strong bro energy, and I'm just attracted to that kind of stuff, you know. You got a girlfriend or anything?
So he man spreads, and considering he's got a junk hole in his pants, it is the most foul version of that already foul habit that is probably possible. And he gives a look like he thinks it's commentary, like he apparently thinks this is subtle. Yeah, well, not right now. I mean, I did.
You did? I'm just saying, I didn't think a guy like you would not have a girlfriend. What happened?
He looks a little uncomfortable. Give me an insight check.
Partial. No,
you're good at that. Yeah. He looks sad, but he's trying to bluster past it. So one of his tells is he crosses his legs and covers his junk, like he's suddenly a little self-conscious. I'm not sure, really. I mean, she was here and then she wasn't, right?
But I mean, look, I'm no relationship expert, but you know, how long does she stay? Because that just depends on how much a person likes you. You know, was she here a day, 20 days, an hour?
So yeah, 20 minutes. So meanwhile, Socket, you find one little cubicle, like where it's very clearly almost like Two-Face. Like one side is workout stuff and old ads for like creatine and just like covering one wall. And the other is stuff from an outfit called Majcher. So Majcher does like unicorns and rainbows in like the most bright, conflicting possible colors. So it is hyper femme. Like everything is like, it's not just a character with a light bulb head. It's a character with a light bulb head with rainbows shooting out of it. So one entire side of that is that shit. And clearly they were staying together. So that kind of feels like maybe what you're looking for.
Yeah. Does it look like there's anyone has been there on her side recently?
So you kind of start digging around, but you realize I'm actually just going to give this to you narratively as the GM. Oni, her archetype is actually investigator, and she has both criminology and investigate as archetype advantages. So you're smart enough to know what you're now doing would be the equivalent of her trying to check a mainframe. Like you pick up like a bra and you kind of pick it over and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. So do you want to go get her, or do you just want to take stuff blindly?
I think I don't see anyone there.
No, there's nobody there, and you think maybe the person on the Majcher side there's not as much stuff there, so it looks like maybe that person cleared out.
Yeah, so I think that's the information I was looking for. So I'll head back and let Oni know that.
So we've been going back and forth, and he flirts a little, but you're able to keep him off balance with that, like you've been doing. He will admit that she was with them for 2-3 weeks, which fits into your timeline just fine. That she had come to town. She saw them perform with one of his other bands. He picked her up. She wanted to join the band, but she wasn't angry enough. He's got like a whole tale of woe where we can picture he's doing basically early punk, no talent screamo. If you take what it looks like she's probably offering, it doesn't feel like she would match very well. And he seems disappointed by that because he will tell you. And she seemed really let down. I mean, she liked a lot of her songs. Like she kept asking me to play Emperor Nipple, and she just couldn't handle the changes.
Yeah, it's hard, right? I mean, change is difficult. So, where do you think she's at now?
We could have really violent anal sex, like now, if you like.
That's true. I mean, I've been thinking about that this whole time.
So as you say that, your partner kind of shows up around the corner, and you heard you heard that exchange.
Mhm.
I heard.
No, he heard you.
I heard it.
Oh, okay. He heard it.
Yeah. As I'm walking up, I was like, bathroom was nice and empty. No one's around.
Yeah, man, you just let fly. You can do a courtesy look to make sure there's nobody under you if you find a gap. Honestly, I think it's hilarious as fuck if you piss on somebody. So
You don't want to see what comes out of this. This is not.
Oh, that's a thing. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. But so what's you wanted to hang out while we perform?
Yeah, no, I was just wanted to kind of chill here, chill like a groupie.
Give me a persuade roll with a +1 extra die.
Oh, good.
Because this is exactly what he wants to hear. So he's kind of pre-sold.
Done.
Yeah. So you hang out for a couple hours. They're going to spend a little time cleaning the crap off the instruments, getting the set back up, plugging back in. During that time, if you want, you could go to where Socket knows where the bunk is. He could take you there.
Yeah, I'll just keep them occupied while you go poke around.
Yeah.
So the information you find out, I'm not going to make you make rolls for this.
Okay.
This is what you do. It definitely looks to you like the other person left. It looks like in a hurry because not all the stuff is gone. Like there's enough of her stuff here that either she was in a hurry or planning on coming back. Otherwise, more of this would have gone into whatever she left with. So that's a little like you're not sure what the deal is there. You find under her pillow, there is a Majcher diary. So it's the puffy plastic bullshit that's not good. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't look good. It's like they took scientists to invent a material that's the worst possible thing. So it's made out of that shit, the wraparound lock clasp. Do you check out the diary?
Let me see. Yes.
Okay. I have to ask. It's a technicality. So you open it up. It is not a diary. So you go in looking like it's definitely one of these like 13-year-old kid, putting their thoughts into it kind of things. And that's not what's in it. What's in it looks like somebody, when you learned Japanese, the first thing they had to tell you is like, which version of the language do you want to learn? You're like, okay, mind blown. Like, oh yeah, there's like, I think there's 3 alphabets. Like, okay, let's pick what alphabet. And then you had to start like endlessly, and you wanted to do kanji because you wanted the brushes. So you started practicing over and over the kanji. It looks like that, like somebody learning a new language. So it's the various characters being repeated over and over and over again. Thing is, you're pretty good with languages. You know 3 counting English. And you're probably, given your profession, thinking about it would help you to also know Russian, Chinese, and the new Goblin language. So you're probably like working on those as well. So you're definitely a polyglot, which means you've been exposed to more languages than you actively know. Like Mike doesn't know Russian, but I can identify Russian characters. So Oni's pretty sure this is not a language you're familiar with. The other thing is, as you're flipping through it, the runes start sparkling pink.
And Socket is with me at this point, right?
Let's assume yes.
Okay. Whoa.
And Socket,
I see that too.
That doesn't look like science to you. Like that doesn't look like some special form of ink. That doesn't look like the book is something else and has a holographer in it. That looks like magic.
I have to see like no technology there.
Nope. When you reach out, it's dead. It's a dead item. To you.
Have you ever?
That looks like it's out of my league there. You know
Never-
any wizards or anything?
That is the perfect outline. Thank you, Mike. No any wizards or anything. It's going to be let's go over to the other two players, please.
I see where this is going.
Are you following my incredibly subtle plot thread?
Hey, we found a book with some magic. Now what's going to happen? I'm not going to get ahead of it. I'm going to stop not role-playing.
So what I need to know first is, the audience doesn't know yet, but we know. But what I want to know, so we can start this scene, is who initiated?
Oh, what if N'Vod, what if you found my diary?
Oh, I don't know if that's what I did. I think, I do think it was a N'Vod thing, though. I think N'Vod initiated this.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, you'll see why.
Well, that also makes sense because obviously I think if Dee was going to, she would have by now. She seemed to have been circling this for a while.
Yeah, or she has many times and I didn't even pick up on
Or
it.
it just went right over your head.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think that makes sense.
given the fact that it's N'Vod that initiated, where are you? Where do you go?
Okay, so we're still near the Shire, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Boy, I gotta think this through.
So to catch the audience up.
You don't have to tell them. Let me figure out where we're going first.
Right.
Like,
Hey, Colt, can you let me know when somebody in chat figures out what's going on? Thanks.
okay. So, yeah, I don't know if anybody's on it yet. Okay, so we're at the not Buc-ee's but Buc-ee's. Remind me what else is there in the Shire?
Not a lot. I mean, it's outside of it. There's a little garage that we use to service the vehicles. It's out by the pumps. Out back, there's an area that you cleared to be a dog park.
The dog park.
And then there's a few further away places, but not a lot. I mean, there might be a couple of hills with places to sit. There's probably a copse of trees for a walk. You know, there's a couple of things. You could borrow the truck. You know how to drive now.
Yeah. I think what we're going to do, I think where we're going to meet is at a place, at a tree, like let's say a little bit off from the place. This is outside. It's like N'Vod is going to gravitate towards the tree that he vibes with the most, and I realize he's not a nature magician, but so it's more of an aesthetic choice. It's like a tree that's vaguely edgy.
Okay.
If you can, like, you know what I mean, like a tree that looks
I totally
if
get
a tree has been through some stuff and has a little bit of extra. That's where he's gonna go.
I can see you like kind of like trying to figure out how to lean on the tree before I walk up. So that
It's like a whole bunch of just a bunch of hoo-ha.
I love it.
It's the most Halloween looking tree.
Yeah.
All right. So Dee comes walking up, and let's go ahead. We haven't done this in a little while. N'Vod, physically, what you look like?
Yeah, so N'Vod is a late adolescent, early, full-grown male. He is about 6'4", 6'5", mostly legs, very gangly. Has the emo comb-over, undercut kind of a hairdo. he has his most distinguishing thing is he has skulls instead of pupils, because he manipulates reality, and it ends up kind of jacking with his body. So he's got weird skull pupils.
So walking up, now do you change what you're wearing, or are you in your normal? Are you on model or off, Dee?
Me, this is like semi-casual, right? Like I change the bandana up all the time.
Okay, so what do you look like as you're approaching the spooky tree?
As I approach the spooky tree, so my name is Dee, and I am also a focused character, so I don't have any mutations on me physically, like I don't have extra arms or anything exciting or cool, no animal physicalities. I did go through a minor incident a few episodes ago that caused like the softer tissues of my body to turn silver, so my eyes and like my mouth and stuff are silver, my nails would be as well, and like I have light colored hair that kind of looks like this but is more like blondie swoopy, and I'm in like kind of like a cool like a little bit brighter green than this, but we can't do that because I'll blend into the waist. But a slightly brighter green, kind of like fuzzy, cloaky little hooded garb with some little patches on the side. And then I always wear some sort of like mood reflective bandana of sorts, changes on the day. So that's me. Okay, what happened? Now I'm walking up?
Yep.
Cool. Hi, N'Vod. You're looking particularly spooky today.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I try.
No, it's doing the most. I was almost scared to come up here, but then I was like, no, that's just N'Vod. So I did that.
Cool.
So. I don't know. Are you busy today? Do you want to maybe?
That's why. I mean, I thought maybe you weren't busy, so you might want to come up here. Do you want a churro? I got a churro from back in the shop.
Oh, I would love a churro. Oh my gosh, I love these. It's so cool.
It's been in my pocket for a little bit, but here you go.
Well, no, that's okay. I guess you kept it warm for me or something. This is really, really nice of you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I think the camera keeps pulling back to see the two of you awkwardly standing, kind of half staring at each other.
Yeah. So we went on that thing and we found Marta, and like I was like thinking about magic and stuff, and then I was like, I kind of like, I know that you like me. Like you say stuff to me that's like, you like flirt with me and stuff like that. And here's my thing. I'm gonna tell you something, Dee. I like. That's kind of hard for me. A lot. To hear that and then say, "Oh, that's cool." Like, it doesn't make me mad, but I just don't trust it a lot, because just because of the way I am. And but I decided that maybe I should trust it a little bit more. And so I thought maybe like you want to come, like, look at this tree. It's pretty cool, huh?
I mean, the tree is okay, but you're really cool. I think this is really cool of you. That's really cool. That's Wow.
So anyway, so yeah, I mean, I come out here sometimes to like just like think about stuff, think about how I met all you guys. Sometimes I miss your sister, like as my she's my friend. I bet you miss her too. And then, but then I was like, it's so weird. Like the same day that like we lost her, we got you, and now here you are, and you get like smarter every day. That's really impressive. Like you know more stuff every day, and now it's like you have makeup on all the time. It's kind of cool. Look, look, I mean, I didn't take nano thing, but I put on a little kind of silvery eyeshadow, kind of match ears a little bit. Like, I
Wow.
think it's, I think it's kind of cool.
Did you talk to Winona? Like, oh, did somebody put you up to this? You're not like gonna prank me or something, are you?
Mm-mm. No.
Okay. I don't know. I, I still feel like sometimes I don't know everything about everything, and I just don't. I know I've been flirting with you, and I never wanted to make you uncomfortable or anything. I don't want you to feel like you have to like me. I don't know. I just think you're so great, and you've been learning so many cool things about yourself too. Watching you grow and do awesome, cool powers, and like I don't know, this new shadow thing that you are is scary, but I don't know. I feel really drawn to you all the time.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Um, I mean, like I guess the same. Also, I should tell you, like, I don't quite understand what this little shadow guy does to me. Um, and so, like, I hope I don't ever say anything mean when that happens.
Please make
Um,
an insight check.
insight check.
Yep.
Uh, okay. All right. Okay, that is me. That was for me,
Oh, okay.
Please.
right?
This is for N'Vod.
Yes. Here I go. Oh,
Yeah, cool.
Tiger got it.
Thank you, Tiger.
Uh, I failed terribly at my insight roll, by the way.
You hear yourself whispering to you, but
Yes.
you can't understand what you're saying. Do you focus on it, or you keep paying attention to D?
Ooh, ha. Ooh, I'm torn. I think I'm gonna focus on it.
So N'Vod kind of looks off to the right and kind of spaces out for a second. He tells you exactly what he'd like to do with D.
Oh. Okay. D. It's complicated. Like, so the shadow guy, he's me.
Okay.
Okay, let's take it back a little bit. Do you ever like know that you do something and it's really you, but you don't like it, that part of yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Or do you ever sometimes have things that are real, you think it's complicated about what other people might think, and so you don't do anything about it, even if you want to? Does that make any sense?
Makes sense. And the reason why is like, so, whenever I go into like my hardcore battle stance stuff, like, it's like a fugue state almost. I don't really get what's going on, and it's sort of like dialing in really hard. I don't really remember a lot. If I do it after, I feel kind of hazy, and I know it's me, but I don't think that regular D would do the things that D does.
It's that is that's it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like that kind of thing. Okay. I have a question for you though. Like when you are fighting and you do a battle thing, and you go, do you remember? You say you don't really remember it. So even if it felt good, when you think about it late to beat somebody up, and when you think about it later, you don't even remember if it felt good or not.
So I'm going to insert here just to ask, because I think this is what I'd see on stage, knowing the two of you. Are you getting a little closer as you're getting more passionate about the explanation?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
All right. So I think we'd see that. Like
Yes.
Dee and N'Vod getting gradually closer to Dee.
Right. He's by this point he's maybe even got his hands on her shoulders as he's trying to like get to the bottom of like how this is going on. Like
Yeah.
what like trying to understand her thing too.
Okay, so you just asked me that question. I would say, so how do I say it? I don't do it because it feels good. I do it because I know I'm good at it and it helps people. So whether it feels good to me or whether it hurts another person, as long as it helps our team, I'm gonna do it.
Okay. But like
But I don't really like remember it. You know what I mean? Like I could never give you a play by play. I just know vaguely that that happens to me. Everything's kind of fuzzy. Like if you were trying to play back any of those old movies that we try to watch sometimes, you know?
if you could and you knew it would help people when you kicked the crap out of somebody, would you want to remember it better? Or are you glad that you forget?
I don't think I could take remembering that right now. I'm really glad I don't remember.
Okay.
N'Vod remembers actually seeing blood on her hands. A couple of times she's literally ripped people apart,
Right.
barehanded.
Okay. That's
I've
good to
never
know.
made you scared of me, have I?
What?
I don't know.
I definitely wouldn't want to make you mad.
So
But
Dee, he's been holding your shoulders for a while now. And is it safe to assume if I turn the camera back on her, she'd be looking a little vulnerable and maybe with like anime eyes at this point?
Oh yeah, the big old stars. Oh my god. I mean, of course, like if you panned the camera back, she would be like, "Oh, really?"
So N'Vod, that's what you're looking at.
Yeah.
So,
So what are you trying to say? I feel like you're asking me a lot of questions, but I can tell by the look on your face that you're talking about yourself somehow.
yeah, like, if like, if I kissed you and I remembered it, would that be okay?
Yeah. I don't think I could ever forget something like that either.
Okay. So we should maybe do that.
Okay.
Lord N'Vod, are you here? There's someone asking for you.
No. Kiss me
3PO.
now. No, kiss me now. and then.
Okay. So N'Vod grabs her face and like just really awkwardly and quickly, kind of almost like nose mashy, like it's like he comes in at the wrong angle, and like the teeth, one of those, and then was that Gordon calling to me?
Or
no,
one of the people
people.
from the.
Okay, yes. Who's there?
Oh, it's Harrison, Lord. There's someone looking for you. She said that you have a mutual friend, Lomar.
I'm gonna kill her.
Ooh.
A friend of Lomar's.
Yes, she said she was looking for you by name.
Me, Lord N'Vod?
That she even used the Lord.
What's her name?
She said her name was Oni.
Okay.
She didn't really say her name. She said, "Call me Oni," And then I kind of asked for a clarification, and she smiled and she seemed very nice. And she just said, "That's what people call me." She didn't really give me any real clarification, but it was pretty clear.
Oh my God, just bring her in here.
Oh,
Dee is pissed.
Dee, calm down. Don't kick anybody.
I'm supposed to bring you back.
Yeah, let's go. Don't bring her to the tree. We'll go down. We can come back here some other time.
You promise?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So you walk back down and standing over, hanging out by the now decommissioned pumps. And I'd imagine a lot of these get turned into things like septic receptacles, because once they don't have fuel, you've actually got fairly useful underground. Like some settlements might actually use them for fertilization. You can use it as a fertilizer pool, but they use them for excess storage. There's a couple of people kind of hanging out by the pumps, and they are as previously described. There is a olive skin woman in a kind of a Mad Max pigskin. I think Eric wears pigskin. So that kind of semi-armored leather, and a very, I'm going to use the term distinctive, a distinctive looking fellow. You're taller than Oni, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So you see N'Vod and Dee coming down a small hill from a copse of trees. Oni, you didn't, as Marc, it's almost like you have decades of knowing what a button is. As the whole, like, we don't know any mages, like you don't have a lot of mages you work with. So once the trail of clues led to something that's magic, you started asking around. You have a mutual friend who is Lomar. Lomar is basically a dude that mostly works the desolation. He's basically a nuked Uber driver. So he's got a big van.
He's the best. He's the freaking best.
Super positive, chill dude that has all the amenities. He's got a van full of amenities. But when you asked him, he's like, "Oh, I recently, I worked with there's a guy, Lord Bob, something like that." And he finally figured out Lord N'Vod. He's a legit mage. I saw him do things. Like, ask him to turn his head into a skull. It's amazing.
Lomar, you got any candy?
He absolutely does. He also has wipes and water bottles. And
can I get some candy from you, man?
He's legit. He's got candy for you.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah, these days, hard crack candy is the easiest to find and easiest to make. So everybody's eating grandma candy these days. So yeah, you were jonesing for the candy at this point? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so very hungry.
So there's these two individuals meeting these two individuals. Scene.
Hi, how are you? You guys look hungry.
I could always yeah.
I'm always hungry.
What was your name?
I'm Dee. This is Lord N'Vod, or Lord N'Vod. What are you going by these days, even?
I mean,
Lord?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
cool.
So it's complicated, but I was Lord N'Vod before I got here, and then when me and my friends got here, all of the people who live here in the Shire called us all lords. So technically, I was like Lord N'Vod. It's less. My friend Winona is would be technically Lord Mayor Colonel Winona Taralaila
Doctor
BMD DVM.
Yeah, get what you can take, man.
Yeah, she's got a lot of titles.
Sounds amazing.
For Marc's information,
no repeats. I've got two of the same.
The other three players know this, but Marc probably does not. Their settlement is based on an off-brand Buc-ee's that's been restructured to be a settlement, and it was originally occupied by Renfair refugees. Mm-hmm. So it's like putting a what's the place where you go joust and you eat terrible food? You know what I'm talking about. You go for your night. What the hell are those places called?
Medieval Times.
Yeah, Medieval Times.
Thank you. So if you put Medieval Times into a t-shirt cannon and fired it at Buc-ee's, that's kind of what this is. So a dude actually runs out. They have a tradition of welcoming new guests with
It
churros.
just went onto a Bucky's.
They just grab. So he's got like a little bundle of fresh churros, and he hands one to Oni and he hands one to Socket. Welcome
thanks,
to
man.
the Shire.
Thank you for your
Nice to
hospitality.
be here.
Yes, we're excited.
Which one of you is the wizard?
Oh, that's him.
I mean, look at me.
Yeah, look, he can even do this.
Oh, I forgot
look
to
at
say
me.
in my description, I wear wizard robes
Oh.
and a denim jacket.
We gotta ask. We don't make assumptions on what people look like.
Yeah, it's hard to judge by appearances out here.
No, that's true.
Gotta ask. So do the. I heard something about your head explodes into a fireball of hell.
N'Vod, do it! It's so cool. I think it's the cutest thing. I mean, the like most manly thing ever. It's awesome.
Okay. And I stand there and I transform my head into a
So the shadow is completely uninterested in doing power tricks.
yeah, no, I was like, yeah, the shadow's not gonna stick around.
Nope.
So what you see is my head bursts into a slightly too cute anime-ish kawaii skull surrounded by kind of a light blue flame. So it's a little bit like the little dude from Undertale, that little
Yep. The skeleton. Yeah.
little skeleton guy. He's got that like that kind of vibe, but it's like Ghost Rider. I mean, I've got like a skull for a head, and it's like wrapped in blue flames. And then I can. So this is the thing.
We're impressed.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. You look. You seem a little young, but
Don't judge by appearances, right?
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. I said you seem young, but you made that assumption yourself on that end. So
I guess that's true.
look, we don't have a lot of time here. You're the person to come to. D, was it, or was it B? Got it. We have a diary, not really a diary, it looks like a diary, it's got some stuff in it.
It's a book.
Pink magic comes out. Can you help us with it?
Why are you guys in such a hurry?
Look,
She's not a job.
it's a job. I got a gig, okay? So
Where did the book come from? Do you know who it belonged to?
this person of interest, if you will. I don't want to give up too much information, but I'm trying to find her. And this is the only clue I have. Sorry, Socket. You are in this, and I see you.
I am working for you, so that is totally fine.
Sorry, we got our names out. What were your names? Socket and
Oni. I thought I would assume somebody had announced me. Again, I'm the one making assumptions at this point, but that's
No, Harrison said that you're called Oni, and that's when he got us.
well, that's what you need to know. What I need to know is, can you help us?
Do you have another name besides Oni?
Can you help us?
I mean, that's
Well-
a really weird, like specific way to say your name is what it is.
Look, where I come from, that's how we talk.
All right. My name is Socket.
Hey, Socket.
Fun fact, I called him Sprocket for the first 2 days I knew him. He didn't correct
I
me.
didn't say anything. It was, yeah. I didn't want to be rude.
I can see why you're an intimidating lass. I get it.
Lass?
Sorry, I'm still learning words sometimes.
That makes sense. That's not the right, but okay. Back to you, Lord. You were saying something.
Oh, I was just gonna. So, Socket works for you. What does he do?
This and that.
That here and there, yada yada yada, blah blah blah.
So, if we helped you, would we be doing that or this?
I think that's the other thing you'd be doing. I got this and that covered.
Oh. This
So, what I'm saying is, would you pay us?
Oh.
We can settle on a price. What do you want? What do you need?
Well, I guess it depends on the job. You want me to look at a diary?
It's not a diary per se. Again, judging a book by its cover. I thought we learned that lesson a second ago. It's a book. You open it. There's characters that I don't know. I can't read them, and I'm a language lover. But pink magic pours out of it.
So we're going to go ahead and pull back the camera a little bit. We've just explained this before that we're not in the stream going to worry too much about money and bartering.
Right.
On your tabletop game, we encourage you to go ahead and use the rules for that. It would be incredibly boring to watch. So Oni was paid some money by the person who hired her. She'll cut off some percentage of that to
Cool.
pay the characters. It ends up being all negotiations end up ideally being equally disappointing to everybody. That's kind of the balance point you're looking for. And you reach that point, and let's say the group reconvenes inside what would have been the little food court area in the middle of the
Right.
the settlement area.
From
And-
whence the churros come.
Yes, the hot churro machine is over there.
Okay.
And,
They got churros here. Have you seen this? This is amazing.
It smells good in here all the time. It's my favorite place to come in.
And you can just eat churros whenever you want.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh man!
Somebody raised-
After this job is over, I'm gonna have to talk with you guys.
So do you pass over the book?
I do. Will you accept this book?
Yeah, sure. I'll take a look at it.
Make a sense test. This is magic, so we're using the enhanced because of your feet, which I think is an extra die.
Okay, so I get extra die on this one.
And
Okay.
yes to the question.
Got it. Okay, 5d6. Here we go. Rolling. And yeah, got it.
So it is definitely magic, and it has magic invested in it.
Aha.
Sometimes you felt magic, you felt sources of magic. We've described threads of magic and following them. This has got magic, like magically stapled to it.
Oh, it's stapled to it. Not soaked in it, but like
It's invested with magical energy.
it's attached. Okay. I mean, yeah, this is magic.
Okay. Is it the kind of magic that somebody would be hunted for or run away from or?
So you haven't opened it yet. That's just what you learned by
Just by just grabbing it. It's like, well, I'm gonna have to take a look. And what is it? It's pink. It's a pink book.
No, it's Misha Trank, which rhymes with what it actually is, and is a horrifically multicolored, super girly, like kind of toy diary looking thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm gonna.
I call it pink magic, but I'm no mage. That's a layman's sort of vernacular.
I mean, I can open it up.
Open it. It's so cute.
So I'm gonna open the cover.
So you see what she said. It's somebody practicing runes. About 5 pages in,
Okay.
the runes start having invested magical energy. When
Ah.
you read those runes, they come to life and sparkle pink.
Okay.
So no roll necessary for this. This looks to you like it comes from the tradition called inscriber, which is mages that take their magical energy and they create effects by inscribing them into scrolls and things, and then to use the magic, they expend it. So it's all about taking magic, gathering it, and investing it in things.
Right.
This looks like somebody learning it. So doing like, Lisa's first inscription exercises.
Sure.
So you're familiar because you've been taught by Gordon about the other traditions.
Yep.
Like you learned about, you've encountered blood magic, you've encountered coven magic. You basically come across things very much like druids.
Right.
And so you know several more. You actually turned out to be a good source for this. You remember hearing about a wind turbine, which is out the direction of Wacko. So it's like halfway to Dallas. And the turbine, somebody was covering it with runes. And nobody was able to figure out why. And you're always curious about it, but it's the only example you can think of inscriber magic in the area.
Okay. So, okay. Look, this is a book of somebody who's learning how to do this kind of magic, which is they write these inscriptions, they inscribe things with runes, and then that's how they do the magic. That's not my thing. But these runes allow them to manipulate reality, which is what magic is. And the only other place I know about anywhere near here is this wind turbine out past Wacko, or like
on the way from where you are now to Wacko.
It's like between here and Wacko, there's a wind turbine that has a bunch of these kinds of things written all over it. Nobody knows what they were doing or why, but
Someone tagged a wind turbine with like magic graffiti.
Yeah,
that's what it would look like.
All right,
That's what it. Yeah, exactly.
badass.
Yeah, I say we go to the heart of darkness.
So we're gonna go.
Is it fresh-ish, or like is this a thing that happened a long time ago? Or
At the wind turbine?
yeah, if we went there with the person that did it, would they still be around?
GM, do I know this?
You remember again. You didn't see it personally.
I've not been there.
You remember it being a recent thing.
It's recent. I mean, I don't know if the person who did it still lives there, but they could.
Best we got, Socket.
Yeah, unless you got other leads, boss lady.
I got nothing, Sock. Look, I'm gonna need y'all two to come with us. I mean, what if more magic stuff happens?
I mean, I don't have that much else going on.
Dee, you seem like a bright individual.
Actually, Oni, give me a notice check.
Yes, I am successful.
The way Dee moves is like a skilled combatant. So there is, despite the fact that she's got a very almost OG, like charming innocence to her, the way she moves is like a combat hardened fighter.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I got the gun. Sock's got the brains.
And the good looks.
I mean, that goes without saying, Sock. I mean, come on. I haven't taken my eyes off you, and I've been talking to them this whole time. Looks like yourself in a situation.
I definitely can. Yeah, let's do it. This sounds fun.
Ask to get paid.
Oh yeah, we worked that out. We worked that out.
We already
So
got the deal.
there'll be another cutaway where you negotiate for a little more money. Because the first rate was just for look at my damn book.
Oh, right.
The second
Right.
rate is like, come with us, do a thing.
Don't go with her for free. It's
I
not.
also assume that Oni is going to explain the case and what she's doing.
You want me to explain it to them when I'm
No,
doing
I'm
it?
just asking if you do. You don't have to do it. Like, does Oni tell them we're after this girl?
No, I mean, I told them that we're after an individual. They're kind of on a need-to-know basis.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, well, I'm going to give this a 5-minute bio break. So, Colt,
Okay.
can we go to the magic ad slide? All right. Our 4 brave wasters head out into the waste. You are headed back the direction that Oni and Socket just came from. So the fact that it's out Wacko Way makes some sense. Like the fact that this isn't just coincidence, it might be connected to your case. considering it's out that way, it's less likely to be an aberration. It makes the possibility that this will actually be connected is higher, but it's still not 100% because it's really it could definitely be circumstantial. Like runes there, kind of the same area. That's 100% match. Like that's obviously not the case. Oni's obviously followed a lot cleaner, like chain of clues than this.
Right.
But at least it's something because you've come up dry other than that. So as far as you can tell, the girl, Emilia lived with Metis, was hoping to become like voice of her generation, angry screamer, clearly little girl lost finding herself, very tropey, like again with investigators. There are a couple things like the real hackneyed ones you hear in movies a lot, although I've heard from a couple of professionals. If somebody says, I think my partner's cheating on me, the investigator usually goes, well, they are. Because if you're suspicious and you came to me, the odds say it's a 90% chance that I'm going to find out that they are. So you can save yourself $500 and just assume I got a yes for you. So this is all pretty familiar to you. Like she's lost, trying to find herself. It's not a shock that she didn't find herself with Metis and the candle shards. But she's found herself with whatever this art is she's learning. But the fact that she didn't take all of her possessions leaves a question mark. Like, was she recruited? Was she abducted? Is it willing, unwilling? Like what the situation is, very hard to tell given the state of her room. Or was she in a hurry just because Metis is a big brute? Although when you talk to him, he did not seem abusive in that way. He seemed, if anything else, kind of hurt. He was like, if the only thing about him, that sounds terrible, is soft, but he was soft-hearted that way. Like it was more like he was hiding being crushed. So if she was afraid, she was misreading him, at least in your opinion. All right, you are heading off across the waste. Who has the best land lore skill?
Not me.
Almost certainly not me. I have a 2.
I have a 2.
I have a 3.
So there's 2 3s. 3 is not tragic. Okay, so given that none of you is actually any kind of tracker, you would follow the highways because here to Wacko there are highways, and even if it's not great to travel on them because a lot of them are so broken, they're very treacherous. But it's always within sight. I mean, we know Texas, like you can follow it by look. There's a clover leaf over there. We know what that is. So you don't really need to do a lot of cartography to get from A to B. Who though would be leading the way? Would that be Oni?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So you're making the calls? All right. You travel, and I think, and one of the things I'm working on is a proper map of all of this and to codify it. We're looking at probably, did you take the truck? Because you could take the truck.
Oh yeah, I forgot we had the truck. Yeah, I guess we are in the truck.
Because Socket got enough technical skills that you could serve as an ersatz mechanic, even though that's not your main training. You certainly know how an engine works.
I can make it work.
Yeah. Well, and you can talk to the onboard computer, assuming it's 1990 or later. So you, unlike the rest of the group, could probably actually how you doing, girl?
And it'll talk back. Yeah.
It will. All right. So who's driving? Now this is the Shire's truck, so it's probably Dee or N'Vod.
It's probably N'Vod because Winona's taught both of us to be good drivers, and and neither of us are. I mean, I guess Dee's a good shot. I'm probably the least.
You have a driving skill. You've been actively working on a driving skill.
Right. I feel like it's probably N'Vod. Also, he's probably the least helpful. It traditionally is the least helpful if they need to start shooting stuff from the car. So he's kind of fallen into driving.
Okay.
I'm
So
the driving teen wizard.
is Dee next to him?
No, because Oni is up in the front, like navigating and stuff. So
Perfect.
me and Sock are hanging out in the back, and I'm asking him if he's ever seen a real sock.
I'm sure. On your feet, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, a lot of people don't wear socks, and many of the ones I've ever seen are really crusty. I've never seen a clean sock before.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need them. This is just me. So, yeah. You can't really tell if he's not wearing anything, but you can't really tell because his skin is just like he's like Ben Grimm kind of in that way. So,
You're a postmodern sculpture.
Yes, socks are not my thing.
Love it.
All right, you travel for 3 days. Well, truck, probably a couple of days. And there's a lot of like on the road for a bit, usually in the frontage, because the frontage, because the way they're built, are usually after the fall in better shape than the actual highway, which is generally, unless you've got 12-foot tall knobby tires, is just terrible to try to run any kind of vehicle over. So you follow the road, you're road adjacent for a couple of days. And after those 2 days, you will sight in the distance off to the left of the road a turbine field. On that field, it probably at one point looks like maybe 2-3 dozen turbines. Only maybe 5 of them are anything just but like half broken off masts, and only a couple of them actually have proper blades left.
Okay.
And one of the ones that has blades is mostly broken and not turning. There's only one that's turning, and it's turning real slow. The wind is not very high, and it definitely, even from a distance, it has Sock said it best. It has magic graffiti on it.
Yeah, it's been tagged by a bunch of sand wizards.
Without knowing in advance that it was magic, you would look and go, "Oh, it's just got graffiti."
It's just some graffiti,
right?
right?
Yeah. And that's pretty common. Almost everything has a steady sheen of graffiti over it. So you approach.
Yeah. So we're still in the truck though right now, right?
You'd have to go off road, you think, although you could start looking for side roads and turnoffs. But some of those fields, from having been in this area, they would have been off-road to go do maintenance. Like there wouldn't be a full network of roads there because they'd be like a field.
Is the terrain like drive overable, or does it look like
it is, but it's rough and dry? So it'd be like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely go toward it because if anything happens to the truck, we got old Socket here. Is there a place where we can sort of park the truck hidden from the view of it, like from another?
Because you're approaching at a distance, you can definitely look in terms of you're looking at your turnoffs. You look for one that's got a place with a structure that you could stash the truck and then head in on foot. You find a place like that. It maybe a tire place, hard to tell. It's picked over, but it's that shape. So it's got what would be at least serviceable as an awning, so you can get under it and not be immediately visible from a distance.
Perfect. Yeah, so we just sort of park there. And then I sort of take Lord N'Vod off to the side to have a private conversation. Dee, can I borrow Lord N'Vod for just a second?
No probbies.
So then we sort of walk away from them out of earshot.
So Oni, I'm not going to make you roll because you've got a really good set of perception abilities. You can almost see the little hearts over Dee's head. That's not going to miss you. So the two of you head off. I'm going to put that scene on hold for a second.
Okay, great.
Because you leave, and then that leaves Socket and Dee next to the truck in the little area.
Socket would probably at this point poke around in the if it's like a tire place.
Yeah.
Just kind of scavenge a little, see if there's anything cool left around.
So
someone
I'm
else might pass
looking
over.
at the signs that are here. It actually wasn't a tire place. This was the kind of place you go if you're like an asshole in his 20s with a lot of money that loves cars and wants to like have expensive rims and NOS put on and like just feel like spending money on your car. It was that kind of place. Like useless runner lights that weren't even legal in some jurisdictions. They'd put those on for you. I need you to make an awareness test.
Awareness. Which one is awareness? Awareness. There we go. Oh boy. Okay. That's not it. There we go. 2 and a 5.
Okay, so that's not terrible. All right. So what the camera sees is as you're going through one of those, at the time would have been, I think those things are like $1,200. You know the super-sized fancy tool chests with a million drawers, like Snap-on sells them for.
Oh yeah, I lost after those. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I wanted to put miniatures in them. So nerds, you're looking through one of those and you literally pull out a socket, and that's when the camera sees the ghouls moving in the background.
The what moving in the background?
Ghouls.
Ah, okay.
Meanwhile, outside, Oni is talking to N'Vod.
Yeah.
Right, kid. So a couple things here. I don't get magic. I don't understand it. I don't particularly like it. So you're just gonna have to guide us through this. You know, if you see something, you tell me immediately. You hear me?
Okay, I got it.
Okay, you can make your head do a funny thing and everyone laughs, but at the end of the day, this is my operation and I need to find a person, okay?
Oh, you got it.
Gotcha. Secondly, what are you, 15, 16 and a half?
Probably 18. No, I don't know for sure.
I think canonically you're 19 now.
Oh, that old?
Birthday, we started you at 18. The group
We started at 17, so I think I'm 18.
Yeah, you're probably mid 18.
Yeah, okay.
Being young, you know, trying to find your way through this world.
Yeah? Was that a problem?
I'm not done. Can you give a person a second to collect their thoughts?
Okay.
I don't know what she sees in you. I really don't. Okay, my point is, the person I'm looking for is roughly your age, okay? She's got some angsty issues. I mean, I still am angsty, you know? I don't like anyone. I mean, I can barely tolerate Sock, and they're really good people, you know? But these hormones, if you will, that are raging through your body, would you ever take off from the Shire in a hurry, leaving your bag of tricks behind? What would compel you to do something like that? Would you ever get so mad at life that you're like, bye?
I mean, maybe in a different life. I'm kind of pretty happy there right now. So maybe, but maybe, I mean, the only thing that would make me leave in a hurry that nobody knew where I went would be as if I were kidnapped.
Okay.
That would be my thing. I'm not saying I want to be kidnapped. I'm just saying that's what it would.
And I'm not going to kidnap you. I don't want you. You know, after this is over, we're going to go our separate ways.
Good.
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 Meanwhile, the ghoul attacks Socket. So Socket, awareness, Marc's information, works like danger sense. Notices, do I see that thing over there? Awareness says, I'm about to attack you. Do you notice that? You didn't notice that particularly, so I got an attack on you. Ghouls in this system are so affected by radiation that they've kind of semi-jellified and their flesh has become translucent. So they're very, picture Lankmar ghouls,
Yeah.
but on a irradiated tip.
Yeah, they're like faded. Yeah.
Yeah. And he it reaches out and it's going to do 2 hits to you.
Ooh.
So both Dee and Socket, there were 3 ghouls hiding in the corners of that little repair and upgrade shop.
Okay.
One has attacked Socket. The others are coming out to attack as well.
Great.
First, before rolling initiative, because again, we start narratively, Dee,
Mhm.
look, new guys being attacked by ghouls.
Right. So I'm gonna go into aggressive stance immediately, and then I'm gonna go ahead and brawl melee for what's on him.
Okay, go ahead.
2 near successes, 2 5s.
Okay, and I don't remember, you don't have sure shot, do you? I don't remember your advantages.
Aggressive stance, fortitude, hammer hand, martial arts, and stunning strike. Can I like add stunning strike to it?
No, stunning strike will, I need to give you a summary of those. That's if you hit. So
Oh, got
this is going to be a partial success. So you're going to do your damage, but it's going to do half damage. So go
Okay.
ahead and roll your damage.
All right. Is that, it's the speed, right? Is that, I'm sorry.
It's the damage. So look under your attack, unarmed on your sheet in the lower right-hand corner.
Yep.
And there should be a number of dice, which I think for you is 4, but I don't remember.
4. 5.
Okay, and that's 3 hits, and then it's going to be
Oh.
6 points of damage. They're
Yeah.
ghouls, so 6 points is enough to end it.
Yes!
D goes into combat mode. So you, Socket, you see her facial expression change,
Mhm.
and she just takes one out.
I get goo all over.
Exactly. You would have lost your first round because basically you're ambushed. There are 2 more that are going to decide to attack D, because D is obviously the problem here. With partial, that's going to be 4 hits to D.
Now, I have a really high evade. Is there anything that I can do with that?
So using evade means you have to use your action to do it.
Got it.
So because you're the primary fighter, you don't want to be taking out your ability to hurt them.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you could be using evades to not take damage.
No problem.
You don't want to be defending yourself. You want to be ripping their arms off.
Unless it was like a big hit, and then probably
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Or unless she gets worn, unless you get worn down, in which case you might be like, I need to defend myself, and you start evading. All right. So this is still going to be just the 2 of you. Go
Yeah.
ahead. and give me-
So GM, real quick, are they attacking the back, like the back of the pickup truck, essentially, or
You're
like?
in fact, you guys have gone outside where the garage area is to talk.
Gotcha.
So you're not aware yet. It's only been like 12 heartbeats. I'll
Right.
get to you probably after this round, though. So I do need a speed roll for both Socket and D.
Okay.
So you just roll your the number of dice for speed, add them together. Good Lord, D.
That's a lot. 32. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It'd be less than 32.
8.
I got a 23.
Okay. Both of those are a lot faster than ghouls.
Oh my God,
So,
that's a lot faster than the average.
yeah, Eric is usually between 28 and like 36. So that's a real good roll. So D, you're first. Do you want to take on another one?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and do your melee.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Um,
Yeah.
oh no. Up and then the 6s, and so that's God, I lost track. It's over 12 points. So
Over 9,000. Does that mean that I get that I do some really cool parkour and I like kick both of their butts so hard?
you can't do the other one, and the reason is there are feats that do things like that, and if you narratively do those things, that means the feats then become meaningless. However, there is a rule called cinematic action, that can
Okay.
be used to mirror any feat or do just about anything you want, but you have to decide to do that up front. So if you had said, I want to kick both of them, you could have tried a cinematic action.
Oh yeah, okay. So just tell me about that now. Fine, cool, cool, cool.
You know, it's Danielle. It's in the rules, which are now available at half price until March 10th.
Hey, you know, I'm glad I opened up a socket for you to put a plug in. Okay, so then
All
I
right,
have to
so
obliterate one of them.
socket, there's only one left.
Yeah. So I have a baseball bat, an aluminum bat, sort of like hanging out with me all the time.
So that's going to be a brawl melee attack against the ghoul.
It's probably not going to be as impressive, but we'll give it a shot. Nope.
Okay.
I slip on some ghoul goo.
That's amazing.
I miss Dee with my remaining attack. And the two of you kill it. No need at this point to roll the dice. And about that time, because only 2 rounds, the other two hear the fight, come in just in time to see them Harvey Keiteling a ghoul into a sticky mess.
Ugh.
Doc, was this your doing?
Nope. I stayed safe. Dee here, she is well worth whatever you're paying her because, oh boy, this is gonna be a good time. If there's some like shop towels around somewhere,
Totally.
yeah, I'll grab those and like hand a couple to Dee, be like, that was badass. Thank you.
And Socket would definitely see that she's gone out of combat mode.
Mm. And start wiping down a little bit.
Thank you for the towels.
Yeah, thank you for the ass kicking. That was great.
You're welcome.
All right.
So
Well,
on foot, you're going to head over carefully the direction of the windmill, right?
yeah, let's stick together. I think we've proven that if we separate, we get dirty. So
Do ghouls usually travel like in packs or swarms or whatever? Or are they just
So this is
They
something
like radiation.
they like radiation. They're also drawn to life, and like vampires, they can kind of torpor when they're starved. So you tend to find them when they've gotten so starved. Some zombies in movies work like this. They just shut down. So it's places that no one's been to in a while, you'll sometimes find deactivated ghouls, and they'll go boo, and then unfortunately they're real squishy, and they've got like 6 or 7 hits, so they're pretty easy to make go splash. But point taken to what I think you were getting at of, are there more? Before you left, you would have done a once around that area just to make sure there weren't any. And there let's say there was one more, like popped out of like, a cola freezer or something, and you've got D with you, so
Yeah.
smash. And there was probably also, and again, because we're not using the full rules for this kind of stuff, this would also on tabletop, or if we're able to tabletop, at some point we'll play this in person occasionally. You would also get salvage from a location like this.
Right.
So you would actually get some loot out of a location you cleared like this. So you've done that. Because we can't believe what it means, we can just cinematically see you taking things and putting them into bags.
We got some stuff.
Yeah. All right.
I figure we walk toward it. I'm at the front, Dee's at the back, the other two in the middle.
Perfect. About halfway there. Who's got the best? Do we determine that it's Oni that is the best notice? So roll an extra die, because this circumstance will be you testing, but the others will also be helping you. When that happens, you get an extra die.
Oh God! Oh no! I
You get a 6.
Okay.
Nice.
A couple of things. You're close enough now that you can see that there's a partial scaffold that may have one point been used to do repairs or bracing, because all of those stems, they're a century out, right, or more. So they're all worn. Most of them are just completely destroyed. But somebody braced this up and made it fast. So there's a scaffolding partially at least partially used for that. But you also see there's someone in the scaffolding that's climbing around. So whether they're doing the graffiti or whether they're doing repairs, you can't tell. And at this point, they're pretty far away, like they're that big, but they're not literally perspective. And yeah, there's a good power. But the perception roll, as you're getting closer to deciding how to approach, Oni notices that there is a concealed security camera attached to that rock, which may not be a completely legit rock. That might be a faux rock.
Cheaters.
Uh,
A Star Trek rock.
NPR, faux rocka.
are we in the view of the rock just yet? Is that what you said?
It is you see that there's a camera. It is not facing towards you.
Okay, got it.
But it is doing a slow pan. Slow pan. There are green Chinese girls do not come with green eyes, Mr. Burton. Yeah. So it is moving gradually your direction.
Got it. All right. Well, I let everybody know, and so we can kind of stay ahead of it, though, right? Like if we just keep moving around it.
You can. You got to move.
I can try to make it stop.
So do you want to try to connect from here?
Yeah.
Do a hack down
Oni,
one.
you want me to take this one?
Yes, Sock. Go for it.
What am I rolling again?
Hack, but you're down one dot.
All right.
That's because of the range. Like you can do it at ranges, but the farther you get, more dice of difficulty will come off.
6
Yeah,
and
but look at
5.
that shit.
Oh my god.
So
Amazing.
you connect to it. Do you want to just stop it moving here, or do you want to move back and connect to whatever system it's connected to?
Can I make it just loop?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's like scanning over empty field.
No additional roll required. So it starts, the pan becomes like a sprinkler.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of just fully going around, it's like covering the same, like 70 degrees or something. It's so it's not going to see anything worthwhile. And what that would look like again, like Marc said, he like reaches out and you see the camera malfunction.
Oh.
Which is own way, it's as cool as seeing the magic thing.
I gotta say, this is cooler than the head thing, Sock.
Shut up, Oni.
All right.
It's just different. It's we everyone's got their own little special thing.
Everybody's cool. Everybody's cool. Even
Everyone's got a special purpose.
Cool.
All right. Dee, remind me to talk to you after this mission on sort of how to play it a little cooler. But all right, let's keep going. We got to keep going.
Dee,
So-
you don't have to play it cooler. Just be yourself.
To
You're
get
great.
too much closer, you're going to have to make the decision of just coming in hot or really sneak
Yeah.
down to the ground, because there's a person up there on the windmill.
I'm not, I say I don't know. I say we go in hot. But that's me. That's kind of how I roll.
Does it look like can we tell if it's a someone who might be our target or
Well, you don't
someone?
see bright pink hair.
All right.
Pretty average off the shelf, as it were. Wasteland garb, like stuff that's like secured around the body. A lot of people in this setting dress like people from like Fury Road.
Right.
Nothing else terribly distinctive about them. At this point, as you're making that decision, N'Vod, I need to make you to make your magic sense roll again.
Up a die or not?
Up a die. This is magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, your sense is up 1 for magic and down 1 for radiation. Sense,
Gotcha.
sense, magic, or radiation.
Oh, I got a partial.
Okay. There is some kind of emanation going on related to that turbine that you don't understand. You're going to want to try to look again when you're closer.
Okay.
So, Oni, have you decided whether you're going to sneak in?
I mean, I feel like I could take that person if it came down to it, but So I think that we should just we need to just go in now.
So just go to a normal, if not slightly faster walk and just approach. Okay. You can tell they have a crossbow hanging on a band sort of at their side. They have a couple of knives. But that is not at all weird for wasters.
Mm-hmm.
Like people that have the volts to keep repairing their firearms and to pay for ammunition are rarer. They tend to be professionals like you. Most people have stabby, slicey, bashy, crossbowy kind of stuff because it's reliable and it's cheap. They're going to see you when you're about halfway to them. So they're, in game terms, they are now at far but not distant. So they're over there. I always think Grover when I think about the way that range works in this game. Near, far. So they're over there. And they'll turn and start climbing down the scaffold. So they don't pull the crossbow or anything.
Yeah, so we just keep approaching and greet.
Tell them we're lost.
It is obvious as you get, you're at near now, and that's about the size of like a parking lot or like a basketball court. Like it's like a battlefield. So they're close-ish. They are not coming to talk to you. They drop down the last 6 feet, and then they're going to move quickly to, there's a door and there is an inside to the stem to that turbine. So there is a door that opens, and they're going to go to the door. And it seems like they're rushing there. So do you want to do something to stop that, or do you just kind of ignore it?
I would like to do something to stop it. Do we have any ideas?
Oni, tell me to shoot. just say it. Just say shoot.
N'Vod, you don't have any magic that you could like freeze them?
Before she finishes.
No. That's not what I do.
Okay, go ahead and shoot. And this
Okay.
is at a near range.
Near.
The
Oh.
second range category. And you have what, a crossbow?
Yeah. So I'm a 4, but what does that do for range? How does that adjust
So
it?
that's you're looking at your damage. All you to roll to hit, you're just gonna do a shoot roll.
Okay.
And I don't think there's any modifier for a crossbow for that range. So you
Mm.
just roll your shoot dice. So that's
Hey, look at that.
so you roll your damage, which is going to be 4 dice. And I believe you've got a crit of 2. Oh my god.
Oh my lord.
Oh my
Okay, so that's 6 points,
Wow.
10 points, 12 points, 14 points. You do 14 points of damage. That person had less than 14 hits. So the crossbow hits them in the chest. They're maybe halfway from the scaffold to the door. She does, somebody shoot. She
Wait.
Yeah.
Since I know I'm a good shot now, could I have just aimed for the feet, knowing that I would Lieutenant Dan this man?
Nope. There's
Please?
actually advantages for that. You also didn't say it in advance.
Dang it!
So, well, if it wasn't in character, for the character to have done something lethal and then maybe afterwards gone, I could have shot his feet.
That's
I
such a
maybe think twice, but I totally see Dee just executing him and then thinking, oh man, you know?
Oh.
Ah,
So the thing hits like square in the chest. They take one breath, which results in the pink bubbling blood around the wound, chokes a little of that bubbling blood, and falls backwards, fucking dead.
Lord N'Vod, can you talk to dead guys?
It's complicated.
Okay.
I
Here's the thing. I've done it, but I didn't want to.
Wow, I was not expecting you to say yes, but that's good to know.
What if
It
you?
was more like they talked to me. So
I mean, anyone can talk to a dead guy. It's the talking back that's important.
What I'm seeing here, partially because of Danielle's amazingly expressive face, is 3 characters having a conversation and her in the background of the shot just having just all kinds of emotions.
Because I have good notice, I just turn to her and say,
Yeah.
listen, that is the cutest death I've ever seen. So it's kind of on brand for you.
I just really didn't mean to kill him.
You're really good at killing people, though. You should be proud of what you do.
Doc is good at manipulating machinery. I'm good at finding shit.
I'm pretty good
N'Vod,
at scaring people, too. I'm pretty scary.
Thanks, guys. I feel better.
okay, so N'Vod, you can't talk to this one, can you? Is that what we're hearing?
I mean, I could probably give it a try, but I think he's just really dead.
See if there's anything on him, ID,
N'Vod,
or
make a
anything.
sense test again.
Make a what test?
Sense.
Sense? Okay.
And Oni, you do that search that sucks. Now I'm calling him Sock. That Socket is.
I got another partial.
Maybe if you climb the scaffold to get closer to the inscriptions.
Okay.
So Oni, he has the stuff to defend himself. He's got beef jerky in a pouch, and he has a messenger bag that has tools for basically graffiti. He was at least one of the people that was painting the runes on the flappy doos. There's a name. My stroke brain loses words. The things on a windmill are not flappy doos. There's names for those.
This is blades.
Thank you, sir.
No. They're flappy doos now. They are.
Happy dudes?
Well, you're officially the 2 angels on my shoulder. Danielle's the one that's like, the whatever crazy shit you say, that's it now. Okay. So, N'Vod, are you going to climb up and take a look at the flappy doos?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I think I need to. So, yeah.
As you get closer, you see the design on the flappy doos is 2 kinds of images. One is there is a map being painted. So picture like a road map, but it's being painted on all of the flappy doos. And then between places on the map, so a secondary theme is runes, like the ones in the book. So you realize that you've seen that map before. So the map is of Corpus.
Okay.
And as you're a little higher, you start to realize that the sense that you're getting is that the blades, even though they're slowly turning, are drawing in energy and possibly attracting something.
So they're drawing in energy and
Possibly attracting something.
gotcha.
So it's almost like if something was on a leash and you hooked it, like the joke about the ceiling fan, and then the leash would wind up and kind of something. It feels like that.
And so the way the map is, there's how many, is it 3 blades on this thing? Is, like, how to put it? Is it the same map on each blade? Is it?
It is the same.
Okay.
All 3 are showing the immediate environs of Corpus.
Of Corpus Christi,
Yep.
Corpus, and then there's runes on it periodically.
Mm-hmm. And it's not done. Like he was working on it. It's like 80% done. Like one of the blades is completely done.
Okay.
But it's not, the whole work is not finished.
And so I recognize the map, but and then my sense is I get the hit of what is this.
Well, and because of what it is, you probably also get a dull feeling of fear at the pit of your stomach.
Yeah.
Okay, so Oni, you find that stuff. Dee, are you up to anything?
I would have probably gone with N'Vod actually, like
Okay,
just.
so you're right below him, and you see. Is there any like look of horror on your face or anything? Is there anything that Dee would notice?
On my face?
Yeah.
I mean, that was not a fun adventure. So I feel like there would probably be like a certain level of like, oh, this is not good. I'm not freaking out.
Like a grin kind of a look.
Yeah, like it gets a little serious.
Dee's reacting to something.
Oh, what was that, Mike?
He's reacting to something. You're not sure what or why.
Have I seen a map of Corpus before?
This was pre-D. So this is not connected to D at all.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I think it's pre-livecast.
No. Actually, it's post D, but I don't think D was on that adventure.
She was not on the adventure.
Okay. All right, cool.
So that was with Captain Tana.
Yeah.
There you go.
And we met D with Nomi, who was the guest before Captain Tana.
Correct. Perfect.
We need is our lore keeper in the chat? But D was not on that adventure.
No, I wasn't.
No, that's what I thought. Okay, so that's
right. Okay.
So basically, I would just notice this weird, crazy map, and I would see N'Vod I would just notice his face is like looking pretty concerned and stuff. So I would just ask him like, "Is everything okay? What's going on?"
We might be in a really bad place.
Well, should we leave?
We should probably figure out who's doing this.
So Socket, the door has an electronic lock on it.
Oh, cool. I am going to take initiative and try to open up that lock with my brain.
Someone needs for a roll here because it's definitely within your power. You can open it. Do you want to go to the security system it's attached to?
Yes, I do.
Okay. That's going to take a half check. Minus one die down.
Cool. One die down.
Yep.
One success.
Perfect. Okay. So from here, you can do, and honestly, if you've played Cyberpunk 2077, I'm thinking of the commands being very similar. Mm-hmm. So you could basically shut down cameras. Or you can go further into the system and find out what system this node is connected to.
I think just immediately shutting down whatever is nearby and opening the door.
So no additional rolls needed.
Yeah.
You know that you've shut down at least 3 cameras, and there's a visible, and Oni would see this, there's a little light in the thing that does the green to red, like the beep, click, yeah. And the door even pops a little bit.
Cool. I'm just going to stick my head inside.
Okay. So there's not a lot of room here because the inside has a spiral staircase, and it's going to go up a bit into the shaft and down a bit, and it goes up not too far. Like it doesn't go the entire length because they're not a cylinder. They do this, but it's up to a point where there's probably mechanics to service from the inside. Down goes further.
Hey, Oni. There's stairs down. I bet that's where we might find our friend. I don't see anyone else inside other ways. So, depending on how you feel about basements.
Disinterested, but we gotta do what we gotta do. So I call Lord.
No strong feelings about basements. What's
take it or leave it. I'm not against.
You're just a boring teenager, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sock, we can't all be like you.
No one is like me.
N'Vod and Dee have come down out of the scaffolding.
I tell him we're gonna go down the basement.
Ooh.
Hey, Oni, you know how you were like we need to...
No, I don't know what you're saying.
Say that one more time, N'Vod.
Oh, sorry. I was saying, how earlier you were like, we got to hurry and get to the bottom of this?
Yeah, literally.
Well, I agree now. We got to hurry.
Okay. So to the basement.
The
Yeah.
basement.
The basement. I'm going to go for a high five with the basement.
I accidentally just go way too hard.
That's okay. I'm
Way
tough.
too hard.
So 2 things you find out. She's stronger than she looks, and he's tougher than he looks. So there's like, and it's fine.
Solid smash.
It's like the meme from Predator of the guys locking hands.
Yeah. Are you a man? Because I'm a man. Ooh!
The best high five
I mean,
besides Tor.
Neither of us are, but that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. I loved all that testosterone. It was like, really? Okay. So who's first on the stairs?
Oh, I mean, I can go. We can do the same thing that we were doing.
Yeah, sounds fun.
I'm
On the
first,
stairs?
yeah, N'Vod or yeah, N'Vod, you're last.
As you're heading
Yeah,
down,
that makes sense.
Oni hears from the bottom of the stairs. You kind of see things moving because they're open metal stairs. You need to leave. You don't belong here.
Someone is saying that to somebody else. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep.
Is the voice that's saying that? Is it a particular? Would I understand?
Female, but you don't think the person you're looking for sounds older.
Gotcha. Okay, and there's no response to that.
Well, they're clearly yelling up at you.
Oh,
Hey, gotcha.
they weren't having an argument now.
No.
Like what's happening? Oh, they're talking to me.
No.
First off, I belong wherever I am. Who are you?
You hear a shotgun being racked.
We need you to sign for a package.
And is this? I can't see them, right?
Nope.
No. So if I keep going down, then I might be facing.
Yeah, and you could try to maybe take a shot, but they're clearly have decided because you're not playing along.
How far down is it?
Probably about 20 feet.
I've got a pretty good fall. I could see if I could jump down and.
Well, there's no open shaft.
Oh, it's not like a outside.
It's
It's not a lighthouse. Got it.
Yeah, it's like a central rod with the wrapping stair.
Got it.
Oh, it's a wrapping stair. Those are extra.
As all this is happening, I'm just slowly humming the two spoonfuls of sugar song and putting together my crossbow.
Okay.
Nice.
So Oni, you stay at the front and you're going to continue down. And
No.
see if you can get a shot or what?
No, it's just too clumsy, and I can't. There's not visibility there.
No.
No, so unfortunately I have to retreat.
Yeah, I can get down there if you want to.
Sock, you're too valuable to me. I don't. What are you gonna do? What's your plan?
Take their shotgun away.
I
And
mean,
if he has anything throwable, I can throw it.
all right. All right, Sock. I'm gonna let you take the lead, but I'm right behind you.
Do you want to back me up?
Oh yeah.
All right.
So what I'm going to need at this point is just for Socket, you're trying to do a rush. So I have a ready to action, but there is a mechanic in the game for jumping initiative.
Mm-hmm.
And what you have to do to achieve, because that's what you're going to have to do to get to me before I fire. So you're going to want to jump the initiative order and do it before I fire. That requires a reaction save. You pull it off, you jump the initiative order, and you go first.
All right.
So he goes running down the metal stairs. Dee is right behind him, wishing the stairs were wide.
A reaction save is the under saving throw. Is that right?
Yeah.
That was my lowest one, but let's do it. 2 6s.
Yeah.
All right, so you can attack before I shotgun you. So go ahead and you're doing your stabby, right?
I think I'm just gonna tackle him.
Okay. All right. So unless you have, there's actually a grapple maneuver feat. If you don't have that,
I don't have that.
that's just gonna delay. Well, there is an advantage here. If you succeed, you're not going to have control over him because you don't have that. You're not going to inflict damage, but it will mean that he won't attack and you can clear the way for Dee to attack.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So let's not even roll that because that makes sense to me.
Okay.
Again, kind of narratively, that you just like, I can take a lot of damage. I got this. You collide with the guy and you knock him down.
I just give him a shoulder.
Actually, no, it's a woman, and she's late 30s. The other thing that's distinctive about her is she has all white face paint. And at this point, Dee, he clearly is not a trained martial arts fighter. You are, though, and there's an opponent on the ground.
Okay, so as I'm running, because I'm not backing up Oni anymore, I'm backing up Sock. So I like put the crossbow down as I'm running.
Yeah.
And then assume aggressive stance, and I'm gonna go ahead and do brawl melee.
Okie doke. You can use an extra die.
Yes! Oh, I don't need it! Oh my god, I'm amazing!
I'm not even, you don't even bother with the dice of damage. Yeah. So, wow. Socket, she ends him equally impressively. So you get him down, and before you can even think about pulling a trigger, the two of you there's blood. Like N'Vod, you come down, and you're a little used to this from
Right.
There's just a mess at the bottom of the stairs.
I will take the shotgun as promised.
Cool.
See, Oni, I told you I would get this. Thank you, Dee.
Welcome.
Guys, I was hoping that we can maybe talk to this person and figure out what's going on here. And
You're the talking to dead guys, dude.
Either bring him back or talk with your eyes and look around.
I mean, it's a lady, right? That's dead there?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I mean, I could give it a go. Mike,
So
this is seconds after this person has been killed, right?
Again, you can do improvised magic and do a read to try to pull.
That's what I'm going to try to do.
Information from their. Spiritually speaking, they're probably still for a heartbeat dying, right?
Right.
And if you can like immediately jump on that, you can do more necromancy.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to do a read spell and just see if I can know who this person was.
You're down 2 dice.
Oh, this is gonna be terrible. All right, I'm down 2 dice.
It's not before though. It's happened.
It has happened. All right, here we go.
Oh.
No, horrible.
It costs you an injury.
Yep.
Oh,
So he reaches out, puts his hands in the goo. You're pretty sure that Shadow could get what you need.
Oh.
Shadow.
Shadow could get me
Yeah.
what we need.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, do it.
yes.
Oh my god, you sound like Voldemort.
I'm gonna tap in because I'm a little freaked out about the whole corpus angle that we got going here.
He would see the change in his face. And again, the little horns show up. The kind of little tiefling horns show up. He, rather than shyly kind of like trying to Vulcan mind meld, Shadow Guy just puts his hands right in the bloody mess. You pull out. They call themselves ghosts. They believe the world should have ended during the fall, and they want to finish the job.
Okay.
They are nihilist cultists.
I knew it.
This thing is a beacon. They're trying to call in all the dead from Corpus Christi. I've seen them before. To
Like
this
for a
spot.
party. Yeah.
Just as a force of annihilation.
I've heard tales about Corpus. Not a great place. Scary.
I've been there. It was terrible.
I met someone who's from there. You don't want to mess with them.
For
No,
listeners who might be listening and not have seen this episode, Corpus went up during the strikes. Bomb hit it. The collective scream of the dead, in this particular case, became an undead entity. It became like a mass mind ghost. And it is tremendously powerful. And not only is it basically a collective specter of millions, it also affects the local weather patterns. So it comes in a tempest. It's basically a tempest of horror. And the various members of the team have encountered this thing before. It's really bad.
like turns people to ice. Bad. I'm still the shadow guy's still with me, right?
Yep. And Oni and Socket would see he's standing taller, talking more confidently, and has little horns on his forehead.
Sweet horns.
Thanks. Cute metal. We should
Thanks.
find your target and get out of here as fast as we can.
All right. So we just sort of search the place and look around that area for any clues.
Okay, so the door out of this, so again, you've got that central staircase, then a landing at the bottom where the person with the shotgun was stationed, probably literally a guard. There is a door into whatever this complex is, and it has an electronic lock. No roll. This is clearly here. And literally you can touch it now, so there's no modifiers. You can literally just set two fingers on it and just click, and the door can open.
It doesn't look as cool,
After you.
but same formation as normal, as usual.
So the area down here resembles like a boiler room, like it's a small complex. And there are things like boilers down here. There's a generator down here. So it's all little hallways and false starts. It isn't like a big open place. It isn't. It's claustrophobic, and it is maze-like. And you definitely see, looking up, by the way, Socket. Watching the door was a camera that is off. It is one of the three you turned off.
That one's free.
So if there is anyone watching security, they're not seeing that's this door open.
Can I make any kind of like awareness or insight or notice check that would be beneficial in this area?
So awareness is always, if you're being attacked, do you notice in time to react? It's very specific. Notice is picking up details. And that will matter depending on what you're looking for. At this point, you're just need to figure out how you're going to search this area, or are you calling out and reacting, or are you sneaking around? Like, what are you doing to deal with this situation?
So I think I would be second in line, and I would want to try to notice if there is a clear path through the room into wherever we're supposed
You're
to.
not seeing, it all kind of looks the same.
Okay.
One thing you do notice is up ahead on your left, you see a garishly colored heart sticker with a rainbow and like a sloth wiggling its butt adorably, and it's been stuck on one of the boilers.
N'Vod, look! What is that?
It's strangely out of place. What the? Does it have like a smell or anything?
Well, it's over there about 60 feet. And this is probably, it really looks like it's Misha Trank. They, back in the day, they sold more stickers than Teslas.
Oh,
Just an obscene number of like puffy stickers, and yeah.
I'm gonna look at N'Vod and say, it looks like the book.
It's probably where she is.
So you hear a voice coming from up ahead, maybe to your left, but it's echoing down here. Just walk away. You should let it in.
Should let it in. Is that what that voice said?
Mhm.
Who's that?
what does the voice sound like? Is it male, female?
This sounds like a man, 40s maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I say that we sort of keep, we just keep going
Ignore
toward
the voice and go that kind of that direction-ish.
the voice is in the direction of the sticker.
Roughly speaking, I mean, not coming from there, but that quadrant.
Yeah.
I am going to say what follows, knowing what I've seen. So occasionally we do this is, and I quote this every time, game mechanics are tests when the outcome of an action is uncertain. We have now seen that against certain foes, D is going to make short work of them. And it is backed up by magic and, a detective with a pistol and a concrete hacker. So I see this as like a montage of cutaways, kind of like Taken style, where you occasionally find somebody that's hiding, waiting to try to stop you, and you stop them, right? So it'll be like, boom, boom. Occasionally there's a gunshot. You get to use the shotgun you picked up. This is the sharp report as you blow somebody's arm off. And finally, you turn a corner, and there is a woman. I only say cute because you think it's probably important to her to appear cute, right? Like there's a kind of attention you pay to how you present yourself if cute is a priority. So even down here, she's fronting cute, right? And she has pink hair that's kind of all pulled back. And she has a leather jacket over her clothes. And she's holding a crossbow, but she's holding it uncertainly.
How far is she from us?
21 feet.
Ooh.
Enya? Is that Enya, right?
So she's got white streaks, kind of adamant looking.
Mm-hmm.
So she's refused the full white makeup, and it's just kind of suggested it.
Mm-hmm.
The world should have ended. That's why it's all wrong.
Well, it didn't.
But it's all wrong. And she kind of lifts her crossbow. You can feel that it's wrong, right?
Look at me. Of course it's wrong.
So we shouldn't be here.
Nah, I got stuff to do.
They said they can close the book.
Who told you that?
The guy who your friend blew his arm off?
Sorry.
That was Wilton.
Oh, he had a name. I mean, I guess.
Well, they all have names.
Yeah.
Badge.
The project is nearly. Well, I know how to do. I'm not very good. They can do magic.
This guy can do magic.
Yeah, we have. You like magic? Let's show him the thing.
Yeah, with the.
Okay, so the camera turns to you. He's currently looking.
I've got the guy with me.
Yeah, you totally do.
So Oni and Socket have not seen this.
No.
I have either, because, right?
No, I think you did. I think you thought it was.
You were there. So I'm also going to hover up a little, again, Doctor Strange style. I'm going to levitate a little bit. And my head at this point goes into the skull mode. But instead of being cute, the little antlers that have been with me since I've kind of been in this state after I did the necromancy grow into a more sort of majestic set of antlers, and the skull elongates, and it's almost like stag-like. It's like a Wendigo creature, and it's not cute. It's pretty intense.
Like one of the Time Bandit.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, like that kind of a vibe. Yeah, right. It's scary.
She whimpers and drops the crossbow.
To be fair, it was really cute before.
Yeah. we don't know what just happened. So
I mean, that's super cool, but it was just cute before.
Can I run and sort of grab the crossbow? And
Yeah, you can even kick her away.
So I sort of grab it.
Yeah, she's definitely distracted by that.
I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna drop it. I go back to my face.
Yeah.
All right, Amia, we need you to come with us.
They said they were calling something.
What were they calling it?
They just called at the end.
Not very creative, but okay.
She actually giggles a little bit. Yeah. But if they were wrong, then who's right?
That right and wrong is not really a thing anymore. We don't do that.
It doesn't make sense. How do you exist?
Do you like candy? And not like in like a weird creepy van way. I mean, just like,
I mean, yeah.
look, if I don't eat a lot of candy all the time, I will die, like straight up die. So I do the thing, I mean, not only that I like, but that keeps me going, just because otherwise, you know, you're just done. I mean, if you want to go, there's no judgment there. It's a rough time out there. And if you want to give up, I'm not going to blame you for it. But me, I got, like I said, stuff to do. So, and I hand her a churro that I had in my pocket. A little pouch.
She looks strange at the churro. There's a lot of people in the West have never seen. We found out I've never seen a churro.
Just, I'm sure it's all like stale and kind of bent.
Little pieces of like the cinnamon sugar hanging off of it.
Best part. Don't waste that part.
Oh no! I mean, I thought it was. So why are you here?
You know, we've killed and we've hunted and we're here for you.
Well, I didn't call for you.
Tell her why. Tell her why.
Look, I'm getting, you know, this is a job for us. You know, your dad.
She does the most privileged white girl eye roll ever. Oh, that explains it.
Okay. You know what? Doc has his candy. Fine.
Well, Daddy has his bolts, and that's ridiculous. That's no answer.
Look, at least you have someone who's looking for you. If I disappear tomorrow, nobody would care.
I'd probably come after you.
She bites the churro.
You still owe me money.
She gives you a look of like, way to undercut her point. and giggles again. So you killed these people?
Well, to be fair, they were trying to kill us.
Yeah, and they were kind of asking for it. You know, they...
The Colt. I mean...
Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure about what it is. I mean, you get used to people talking a good game. I didn't think they could actually call the apocalypse back using a windmill. I mean, that didn't make a lot of sense to me. I mean, they weren't really serious, were they?
N'Vod?
They were. They are. It's bad.
Has it been stopped?
I don't know. It hasn't been completed.
They started teaching me. I mean, I could here, and she reaches into, she's got a messenger bag, and she pulls out a couple of pieces of paper with runes on them, and she takes one out, and it's actually got other writing on it, and she put rune over it, and she puts it in both hands, and it bursts into green flame, and she smiles. And that's not much, but they started to teach me, and that wasn't chemicals. That was And if they weren't lying, that was magic.
What are they asking you to bring here? The apocalypse to come back?
That's what they were talking about. I mean, I wasn't anywhere near that. They were teaching me, they said they were mages and they knew inscription and they were binding power to the flappy doos on the turbine, and that it was going to bring something terrible. So if I learned more, I was going to help them, but I wasn't really sure if I was going to help them because, like I said, they were talking a lot of shit, but they did take me in. And the last group I was with were.
Oh boy.
Oh, you didn't kill them too, did you?
We should have killed them.
No, we didn't have D. Okay, look. The point is,
We didn't have D.
I'm right here.
had a long road. I was your age once. I think N'Vod might be. We don't really know exactly how old is he. I think he's around your age. The world is a confusing place. I've done a lot of digging up, and it turns out before this whole mess, they were just like us. They were confused. They were attracted to, people that said they could make their lives better. And I'm just saying, these people, they really intend to destroy this world in a really bad way. How did you cross paths with them?
They came to the city and they were basically doing tricks in the bar. And I asked them what they were doing. And apparently they talked about this old cartoon that had like a little pirate turtle in it. And some people could draw a really good pirate turtle. And then some people drew a really shit pirate turtle. And then if you drew a really good pirate turtle, you'd get an invitation to spend a bunch of money to learn art. And they said that the tricks they were teaching were like the pirate turtle. And I did a pretty good pirate turtle. So they started teaching me how to do what they did. All this other stuff came later. I just knew that the idiots I was with weren't going to get me anywhere. I thought at least, and she blushes, he'd be good in bed. But it turns out super angry, muscle-bound idiots don't make the best lovers. I wish somebody had told me that early on.
What do you want?
I don't know. For a while, I thought it was to be dead. And then I was looking for alternatives. And I went and I thought music. And all I found was idiots that were in it to scream about bullshit. And then this magic stuff turned up. And I thought maybe that, because it was a different way to look at the world. And they said with magic, you could use your imagination and your willpower to change the world. And that's a pretty good recruitment line. So I studied with them for a little bit, but I don't know. Now that I know that they were a bunch of, not great people, I'm not sure what to think.
N'Vod, you got any openings over at the castle over there for magic righty people?
It's not my tradition, but I can tell you this. Magic is a medium. It's not the end. They knew that you have a talent for magic, and they were using you to bring something to them that they wanted. You should bring something to yourself that you want. And the answer isn't, I want magic. The answer is, I want, and use magic to get it.
So instead of accepting the fucked up world as it is, I should just make the world that I want it to be.
Yes. Start simple. Tell me something simple you want.
A good night's sleep.
Draw.
Give me a persuade with an extra die.
Okay. Got it.
Whoa, hello. So she doesn't know it, but she's doing improvised magic. She pulls out one of her very rare, pristine blank pieces of paper, and she sits cross-legged, and she enters kind of like automatic writing, and she starts drawing runes. And halfway through, she falls the fuck to sleep on the spot. So she's drawing, and she just like she's cross-legged, so just kind of leans forward and starts snoring. And at that point, N'Vod turns back.
Oh, to N'Vod?
Yep.
All right, that's gonna be way easier to put in the truck.
Do I have any memory of this?
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Did
Yeah,
good.
let's get her in the truck.
It's amazing. All right.
You're
That's you.
okay.
Yeah.
I can probably grab her with one arm and sling her over the shoulder.
You find her room, which is not far from there, and she's got like a couple of bags of stuff, so it's easy just to pick up. She only recently come with the stuff from the city, so you jam her stuff back in her bags, take her out. On the way out, you're gonna have to dust a couple more people. There's also a little more salvage to be had. So you can easily like, oh, look, clock radio, bag. Look, some bullets, bag. So there's a lot of that as you're on your way out. So you end up emerging. And so this looks a little bit like a clown car, right? Because from a distance, it's just, the stem and the turbine. And you emerge from it, almost like from a TARDIS. It doesn't seem...
It's like way too many people coming out of this whole area.
We know it's because there's a spiral thing from below, but you come out with bags of stuff. It's like, were you in the zero room? Like, where the hell did you get all that shit? And you head back to the van.
Guys, I gotta be honest. I kind of think we shouldn't let this windmill stay here.
Yeah, I was thinking if there was some way we could blow this up, that would be really cool.
Yeah, that would probably be a really good idea.
Is there did I see anything in the effects auto shop that might be explosive?
I think it's not going to be able to do through computers. You would have to go down there with tools. But because there was stuff like, at least legitimately a boiler room, but there is stuff down there that you could rig to create an explosion. It would take a couple hours. You would need help. Like, it's not a quick.
Yeah.
The equivalent I'm thinking of is, and I'm going to remember every reference I ever come up with because that's my curse. The sequel to, no, I remember Dr. Sleep. Dr. Sleep, he does a thing where he rigs the Overlook. So there's a similar thing where he needs it
boiler room kind of
to go away, right? And it requires, it's not an easy thing. It doesn't reach over and push a, like, it's not like the Enterprise and just say, King's Queen to Queen's 3 and it blows up. It's, you have to do a lot of physical switch pulling. And so the group is going to arrange for that. And if you're doing that, is someone going to attend Emiya because she might wake up, although she's sleeping very soundly.
I'm trying to think who would be the least person we need to help blow up the building.
Yeah, people with technical skills are the most useful.
Okay, let me see.
I'm a literal 0 in all tech, so
I'm not good at tech.
So if you have literally a 0 dice in a skill, you can't even test it.
Great. So I'll stay with her.
Okay, sounds good.
So it sounds like Oni and Sock can go down and basically finish their mission with the grim business of sabotage.
Sabotage. A GM moment as we kind of montage through this industrial space with random people jumping up, and I know this show is fond of like obscure old references.
Please, yes.
My brain immediately went to, I don't know if anyone ever played this, but the shooting arcade video game where Aerosmith is kidnapped and you have to save Aerosmith.
Yes. Oh, it was insane. Yeah.
I kept having flashes of like saving Aerosmith.
Sadly, there's no Aerosmith down there.
Okay.
So as Dee and N'Vod are kind of watching the poor girl sleep. You kind of see in the distance a storm front, and it's one of those things where it could be your imagination, but you could swear there's a face in it. So I'm picturing like the posters for Fright Night. There was a very specific kind of spooky face in the storm clouds. So you kind of see that. And after a while, she does not wake up. Oni comes back, Socket comes back. They advise you to drive away.
We gotta go.
And then there'll be one of those big kabooms that shakes the ground in that area. It'll lift up a little, and then it will do the on fire. It will.
Yeah.
When it falls, it will immediately start raining, because apparently what's happened is it was controlling weather as part of what it was doing to do the summoning, and it releases the pressure zones. Not to get all sciencey on you, but that triggers the downpour. Also, emotionally, there would have been this pressure on all of you because of the gloom that was being attracted. But when the rain comes, it also releases that pressure, and you all feel immediately much better. And Emilia wakes up.
I can see clearly now. The rain has gone. I'm sorry.
What happened? I was sleeping and I dreamed of rain, and now it's raining.
You wanted this.
Where are you? I mean, I hope this isn't rude, but I'm in a truck. Where are you taking me?
Oni, where are we taking her?
Well, I guess we're taking you back home.
And that's a little bit on you as a call, right? Because he said he wants to make sure he wants to know she's not dead. You know, if she's in trouble, if he wanted to send somebody to save her. Yeah. If she had he'd prefer for her to come home. But it wasn't like he's like, I'm going to pay you double if you drag her back here by her pink hair. So
I mean, if it's cool that she hangs out at medieval times, like that sounds like the best place for her.
What if we take her back to the Shire and she can do the trail while she waits, and then her dad can come pick her up if he wants to, or if she wants to stick around?
Yeah.
These good people will have you at the Shire. That's fine. Otherwise, I'll take you home.
Well, I appreciate everything you showed me. And she actually gives, from the backseat, she reaches forward and gives N'Vod a hug. Yeah, we'll make sure to pan the camera to catch the stink eye from Dee. And it is also clearly a little bit about attraction. She seemed to be as into grim N'Vod as Dee is. But she pulled back and says, as much as I appreciate what you did, I think I'd like to see my dad.
Yeah, I bet you would like to see your dad. I bet you would like to live long enough to see your dad.
And on that, we're going to pull the camera back, and the truck rides off into the sunset. All right, that was our Valentine's Day Nuked romance in the wasteland.
Ending on a minor threat.
Yeah, I'm about to hand over to, I guess, Shannon again.
Yeah, I'll take it.
To do closing credits, but I'm going to add, because I don't remember if I remember to remind you, but Colt and I do a thing called Tale Told in the Dark, which is a monthly horror tabletop role-playing anthology. This month, our show is Love Hurts, so you can kind of guess at what subgenre of horror that might be, and that's this Friday. And there's we can put the link in some kind of doobly-doo, or there was a slide during the break.
Is it werewolves?
Yeah, if you look up Tales Told in the Dark, there's a link.
Is it money?
So thanks for joining us, Marc. I'm going to hand over to Shannon.
Fantastic. Hey, thank you guys for joining our little Hallmark movie out in the wasteland, our Valentine's Day edition. We want to thank our moderators, Preston and Jessica, Andreas Fabus for our opening audio as usual, our chronicler or our lore keeper, as I've been calling him in the stream tonight, Brett Grimstad, and as always, our technical director, Colt Joyce. Big thanks for Marc Majcher rolling his own character this afternoon and joining us on a moment's notice to play a very fun guest character named Socket, who I hope gets to come back and join us again. So thanks, Marc, for being our guest. And join us next week for the beginning of a 2-part arc featuring a couple special guests from over at Rooster Teeth, Hannah McCarthy and Caden Jensen. Until next time, we will see you in the wasteland.